Now, there are kids who aren't diagnosed, and they get into school, and then they notice the kid doesn't socialize, he doesn't function as well as he should be, and they have this term, Asperger syndrome.
Right. Asperger syndrome is the newest classification that got added to our diagnostic system in 1994. And these, I hate to use the term high functioning because I think it's misleading. People think that high functioning, low functioning means verbal, nonverbal. But these are kids who typically have normal IQ, which means they do well academically. And so they're often, parents are relieved because their kids are doing fine academically. But then kindergarten, first grade, they have no friends. Sometimes they get into fights because they respond inappropriately to social situations. And in many cases, later on, these kids will be diagnosed with what's called Asperger's disorder, which is really a primary disorder of being unable to recognize social cues. And it's a neurological disorder, just like autism is, but it's so misunderstood by others because, you know, the idea of making friends comes so naturally to people, or recognizing facial expressions, or understanding intonation in speech, whereas for a lot of kids with Asperger's disorder and adults with Asperger's disorder, they just can't read them. They can't read the cues, and it makes socializing very, very difficult.
Well, some people, when they become adults, get this diagnosis and never knew it.
Yeah. Right? Well, a lot of adults are being diagnosed now because the diagnostic term didn't come into our lexicon until 1994. So it really wasn't even an available diagnosis for diagnosticians prior to that. So now we're starting to see a lot of adults who were always the sort of outlier, what we would probably term the different adult, the person who sort of remained alone a lot, who are now finally understanding that they have Asperger's disorder.